next is our category of whole grains. And many people, there's some misinformation out there about grains and carbs and how you want to stay away from carbs, but technically we need grains and carbs to help remove toxins for our body. They help carry it away. It's the fiber that helps carry it away. So some of the grains that I recommend are Amarnath and quinoa. Both of them are complete proteins, meaning they have all the amino acids. But then we also have brown rice, farro, kamut, quinoa, spelt, wheat berries, whole wheat pasta. And the recommendation in the anti-inflammatory diet is to have 3 to 5 of these a day. So what might this look like? This might look like maybe steel cut oats in the morning for breakfast. This might look like maybe a whole wheat wrap for lunch, and for dinner, a quinoa and brown rice bowl. So pretty straightforward to get it in if you're including these nutrients. Then next is pasta. So pasta, if you do eat pasta, you want to have it at most 1 to 2 times a week. And you want to consider more of the whole grain pasta rather than the white pastas. And that would be brown rice, quinoa, spelt, chickpea, mung bean. There's so many varieties available now, but you're definitely going to get more nutrition from incorporating this kind of pasta in. And then beans and legumes. That's also another one that there's a lot of fiber and nutrients in there. And that's 1 to 2 a day. And that might look like chickpeas, black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, mung beans, yellow lentils. Chickpeas, you can do that as a hummus, as a snack. So that's a nice way of getting that in. Black bean tacos. You can make a 3-bean chili. So many ways to incorporate this. Lentil soup, now that it's gotten colder, is another way. Now, why am I so focused on grains? Because they are not the enemy, even though we have been kind of misled to believe it. What we do want to stay away from is refined grains. So what's the difference here between a whole grain and a refined grain? And that would look like, so there's 3 components when it comes to a grain. We have an outer layer, which is the bran. And that bran is a fiber-filled layer that provides complex carbohydrates, minerals, B vitamins, which get removed in that processing. We also have this inner layer called the germ that is also packed with B vitamins, E vitamins, phytochemicals, healthy fats that gets, once again, removed during the processing. So when we have white bread, white pasta, white crackers, bagels, pastries, all this stuff, it's a refined grain that basically what's mostly left is this starchy carb layer with a little bit of protein. And what happens there is refined grains are linked to diseases. And what are they linked to? They're linked to weight gain. They're linked to type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, inflammation, blood sugar spikes, acne, eczema, allergies, mood swings, difficulty concentrating, bloating, and bone loss. So when everyone thinks to avoid carbs and grains, I could understand why, but it's the refined part that you really need to avoid, because having a whole grain in your diet actually fights disease. It lowers total cholesterol, LDL, and triglycerides. It reduces heart disease. It helps you lose weight. It also provides for digestive health, and digestion is a cornerstone of us developing a lot of our health issues. So you really want to have a strong digestion. It's rich in fiber. It helps prevent cancer, keeps you full longer, and is nutrient dense and a source of protein. So if I haven't convinced you yet, whole grain tips. So whole and cracked grains are generally good choices. And this is not to be confused with whole wheat or whole grains on packaging. You should be able to see the grains. So if your bread looks like this, where you actually have the grains in the bread, then you're getting more of these grains. Pastas, like I said, should be on occasion and not a daily part of the diet. You also want to eat it al dente because that will help lower that glycemic load, so that that sugar spike. And once again, consider brown rice or lentil pasta. You can also add a dash of vinegar to dishes because this is a way to help lower that glycemic load. Include high fiber cereal grains as a low cost, and it's a very accessible dietary change. And then another way of increasing that fiber, as I've already mentioned, is berries and beans.